You've all seen on the headlines that it's very clear that there's a plan to get the Supreme Court judges, including the Chief Justice Mama Martha Koome, out of office. What could be the reasons as to why these people are being gotten out of office? Before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching our videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Now, let's remember that the Supreme Court plays a significant role in the election of this country. In 3 consecutive elections of this country, we've had the Supreme Court determine whether the president should be in office or not. The first one was in 2013, where, led by Justice Mutunga, they upheld the presidential elections of 2013, and that is how Uhuru Kenyatta went on to govern this country. In 2017, it was the same case. We had now the Supreme Court judges under Justice David Maraga, where we had Maraga and his team nullifying the elections. And as a result, we got a return, or maybe a repeat of the elections in 2017. Now, in 2022 again, there was also a battle or a petition in the Supreme Court. And in the same petition, still we had the presidential elections being challenged. And at this level, of course, Martha Koome and his team upheld William Ruto's election and called any other thing that was presented to them as hot air. Hot air, sorry about that. When Mama Martha Koome went to Spice FM, she still repeated the same thing and said, that was still hot air. There's no other way to describe the evidences that the Azimio team had presented. In a nutshell, that is the key role. That's how important the Supreme Court of this country is significant when it comes to the presidential election. They determine whether someone is going to go to court to remain, whether someone is going to occupy office or is going to go for a repeat of an election. So as we speak today, it's very clear that it is very possible that the Supreme Court can be under attack by the politicians. We cannot rule out that. And that forms one of the reasons I feel strongly that are actually making some of these cases to be filed to the Judicial Commission against the 7-bench charge of judges of the Supreme Court. Why politics? The first thing, we have to agree that there are always allegations that there will be rigging of elections in 2027. And it is very clear that Oscar Sudi also hinted on that and said that kama kura hazitatosha tutajaza. And they know very well that in case there's a malpractice in the election process, and then it goes to the Supreme Court, in their sober mind, the Supreme Court judges are going to nullify that election. Therefore, they have to bring fear, and they have to ensure that they have tamed them and also get them out of office in order to ensure that they have people, in case a case is filed in the Supreme Court as a petition, then the judges are going to rule in favor of the government. So this is the time to deal with them, so that by 2027, we have a new person and a new bench put there by the same people who are in politics and in power right now, especially William Ruto's government, so that we can have them manipulate the election or the results of the Supreme Court ruling. And that is basically going to happen. There are rumors that Wetangula is going to be given that seat. There are rumors that other judges are still, of course, there who are allied to President William Ruto. And then there's a rumor that when Wetangula leaves, ODM takes over the National Assembly Speaker seat. So it's very clear as we speak today here that that plan could be possible. They want to get them out of office and put their own people in those positions. That is one of the reasons I feel strongly that is going to cause the removal of these judges from office, and Martha Koome included. Now, another thing I feel here strongly, actually, before we go to the second one, when we had Justice Isaac Lenaola speak later last year, he said that nothing he fears, and he told the public that there was an attempt to interfere with the judiciary system, and this thing was not spoken by Martha Koome at all. But Justice Lenaola said it, and that was clear indication that William Ruto's government has been trying to sabotage the systems of the judiciary system so that at least things can be ruled in the favor of the government. So therefore, they have already indicated that going forward to be danger, they will not allow such kind of things to happen. So William Ruto has to deal with them early enough. The second thing is the incompetency of Mama Martha Koome. Martha Koome, to be honest, when she spoke on Spice FM and said she cannot be able to tell whether a judge is corrupt or not, she's not interested whether someone is corrupt or not, then her role is to render justice or judgment just like any other judge. That is very dangerous. As the head, the president of the Supreme Court, you must put mechanisms to ensure that there is a way you've curbed corruption in the judiciary, because we know very well there's no corrupt entity like the judiciary in this country. Where cases are ruled against, a slight change in the law, cases are ruled against individuals, and we are seeing people suffering in the hands of the magistrates and judges of various capacities. So therefore, it's very clear that Martha Koome being ousted from office, it's also very necessary because she is not a performer. Since she got into office, despite having a good relationship with William Ruto, we've not seen any new thing brought up in the judiciary system. The system that was just implemented was that of Justice Maraga, which included the digital filing of cases. Up to right now, we've not gotten any proper reforms that are happening in the judiciary. Instead, we are getting corruption in the judiciary going up, and the Chief Justice does not care about that. Her work is just get into office, do her job, and leave. Yet she's leading a team. She's leading a whole entity, a whole arm of government. That is a failure on her side. And I feel strongly that this could be a better reason to get her out of office. Now, another thing I want to say is this. We have to remember one simple thing here. That the judges that we have right now as we speak, most of them, to some extent, they have also gone into the issue to do with differences with some of these lawyers that have petitioned them. You know, someone like the lawyer Nelson Harvey has been always having issues with the Supreme Court judges. And we also have Abdel Nasir, who has also actually been banned from presenting anything in the Supreme Court. This is a real beef that's really being squared on the impeachment or the removal of these judges from office. And probably if they get the backing of the government, these judges probably could be on their way out of office. That is very clear. That is very clear. Now, to finalize my reason, I think also, it is that there are cases of allegations of bribery. Probably these judges could have been engaged in one way or the other. And there are some saying that there's a conversation that has leaked between one state officer and, of course, Mama Koome, where they're discussing things to do with William Ruto's poor governance. So probably that has leaked and reached President William Ruto. So they are trying their best to ensure that these people are out of office. That's a punishment to them. So those are some of the reasons that I feel strongly are leading to this kind of a removal of the 7 bench judges from office before the mid of this year. And probably that's going to happen because if the government backs it, probably evidence could be there, or any other thing like the same way it happened to Rigathi Gachagua. You have to go home if they say yes. I don't know what's your take, you guys, and I'm feeling strongly that the government is taking advantage on the times when Kenyans are agitated by the Supreme Court because of the overturning of the cases of government right, left, and center. They have been impressing the government. The other lower courts make the cases straight, they rule and they consider the law, but upon reaching the Supreme Court, they overturned the ruling and said this and that. It was not necessary. That is really strong allegation, and I feel strongly that if they rule against Kenyans, then probably they don't have the favor of Kenyans. And that could be the easiest thing to get them out of office. So I don't know what's your take. Let me see it on the comment section, please, so that we can be able to engage each other. Thank you so much. My name is Abdul Mukwa. Please keep watching.